Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Jordan Powers Experience. I'm doing the intro from my new place. I've been moving in for the past 2-3 days with my two best friends, my two homies, and yeah, I'm super excited, but that means that I've been busy and I can't be doing the intro from the studio, but luckily we got dope cameras on our phones nowadays. So yeah, episode 5 is with my man DillyBat. He's a musician and a music video producer out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I had a really awesome time chatting with him and hearing about all his ideas and his stories. We drank a bunch of vodka and just had a good time. So tune in for that. I'm just going to give you a quick word from my sponsors, starting with Oakham Cannabis. Oakham Cannabis is a privately owned, family-run craft producer located in Kelowna, BC. In their facility, they are determined to produce the highest quality of bud in their state-of-the-art Roto-Grow rotational gardening system, as well as premium full-spectrum CO2 extracted oil, all done in-house with their Apex extraction unit. All growing is done indoors using a hydroponic system to create a clean and controlled growing environment. Oakham has been producing clean, high-quality, high-THC cannabis for almost 2 years. The controlled conditions allow them to produce cannabis that is free of pesticides and mold without irradiating. They recycle, water, employ organic practices, and are energy efficient. Keep an eye out for their first 2 products that are coming to the market, Smoke 'em and Discover. And I've heard a rumor that they might be coming to BC soon. So make sure you hit the link in my bio or in the description and check them out. Our second sponsor is Garnish Barware. Garnish Barware engraves custom designed barware tools behind some of Canada's busiest cocktail bars. So whether or not you are an at-home cocktail maker or you work behind a professional bar, these tools are great. I haven't shown these in the intro yet, but there's all these dope custom designed toolkits. You can buy the full kit at www.garnishware.com and get some cool shit. This is Old Faithful. Been using this heavy recently. And yeah, so without wasting any more time, enjoy episode 5, my conversation with DillyBat.
Yeah, let people know. We're out here working. One day I'm in Vancouver, next day I'm back in Kelowna doing a damn podcast. We hustle. This is what we do. Wow. This is the lifestyle.
It's lifestyle.
Post. Okay, I think I am. This is it right here.
There you go.
Hey, cheers.
3, 2, 1.
Cheers.
DillyBat.
Yo, my man, what's up?
Chillin', bro. Chillin'. I'm stoked to have you here.
Me too, man. I'm actually excited to be here.
You are a busy fucking dude, man. You are a busy dude.
Very busy. Yeah, just got back from Vancouver a couple hours ago. Went home, had a shower, had a little pep talk with myself in the mirror. I'm just kidding, but then I came down here. Actually, my car didn't start.
Yeah.
My car, the battery was dead because I left it on accessory. So then I had Buddy drive me down here. So made it happen. Whatever it takes, you know.
It happens. Well, I owed you one because we were supposed to do this Thursday, and there was a Dungeons and Dragons session going on in the office that I was unaware of.
Was that just right in here?
Dude, right in the office here. Yeah.
So it's okay. So it's a shared space then.
Yeah. It was pretty funny, but
yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I understand. Like, especially when you're doing like the kind of stuff we do. Things usually don't go to plan, so you have to be easygoing if you want to make shit happen.
100%.
You can't be one of those guys that's like, oh, something didn't work. Okay, fuck this shit. Or fuck this guy. It's like, that's just the worst attitude to have.
Gotta go with the flow.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to do it, you'll make it happen.
Yeah, man. So tell the people a little bit about yourself, dude. How did we get to this point?
Well, how did we get to this point? First of all, I guess my name is DillyBat. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I've been an audio engineer for about 8 years. I also rap, and I also shoot professional photography and video, so I run a production company. I've been doing that for 8 years. And how we connected was Knox Studio was putting on a show that my boys have gotten to know them since I come out here like every summer. And they wanted me to do this boat show, and this is perfect timing because COVID is just finishing. So they're like, yeah, let's do a show. So I was like hyped up. I haven't performed in a year and a half. And then I ran into this guy here, Mr. Powers, and the first thing I said to you actually was, you look like somebody who's doing something. That's what I said.
You did, yeah.
You look like somebody who's doing something, and I was right. Obviously, I had no clue who you were. I was like, this guy's somebody. I don't know who he is, but I know he's somebody. You just had this look in your eye, and just looking fresh. I'm like, this guy's somebody out here. So
I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's dope. So that's how we connected, and now now we're here.
Now we're here, man. Yeah, when I first saw your work, it was the music video for The Wave. That was the one in the convenience store, right?
Yeah, and I shot some of it actually out in Kelowna here too.
Dude, and that's
so
what
Kelowna
blew my
and
mind.
Saskatoon, yeah.
Is you shot it, you directed it, you shot it, you performed in it. I was blown away.
Yeah, so so the journey started off with me beatboxing as a kid.
Okay.
Then I started recording. I'll go back to the music video, but it's just a little side trail story. But yeah, so I started beatboxing, started recording my stuff on Audacity as a kid. And then from there, I started making little rap songs here and there, and people started to like it. I was like probably 13, 14 years old. And then what happened is I started going to school in high school for Adobe Premiere. So when Adobe Premiere was like 2.2,
okay,
I was already starting to edit on that as a kid.
Wild.
And I was like the top kid in the class. I was just obsessed with it. So I had this little handy cam that I bought, started shooting videos for myself. I started editing. I started learning everything myself, right? So fast forward, after school, didn't know what the hell I was doing. Go to school for audio engineering. First group of kids in like the whole province of Saskatchewan to go to this. There was only 6 of us. I had the lowest mark with like a 67, but I was the best mixer in the class. So I would just kind of go to class, not do the paperwork, and just go straight to the studio.
Yeah.
I was already like working on like a mixtape at the time. Dat Piff was the thing.
Okay.
So I was like getting ready my album thing on Dat Piff. So I was like focused on that. So I got my engineering degree, and then I started shooting music videos for other guys while I was starting to shoot music videos as well, because there was really no options for us in Saskatoon because it was all big studios. We had no money, so I was charging guys like $75 a track, come in, mix, record, so on and so forth. And then I just kind of became a jack of all trades. I can now I write my own songs, I mix, master my own songs, and then I direct, color correct, light. And the only thing I don't do is I don't hold the camera and I don't make the beats. But besides that, I'm like the mind behind everything. Of course, you got to give credit to everyone that helps because you can't do it alone.
Of course.
But definitely like I put a lot of thought into the song, to the visuals, to the colors, to like everything kind of, coming together seamlessly. So, kind of the journey was beatboxing, started rapping, went to school for audio engineering, started up my own business right when Instagram started. Started shooting videos for myself. Then I started shooting videos for other guys. Didn't really know what I was doing, but I was like decent at it. And here I am today, 8 years later, running DillyBat Productions, traveling all over the world well before COVID. But I come out to BC, Alberta. Haven't gone out too much to Toronto, but I know once I go out there, I'll be definitely like, I have some people out there I already know that are big videographers. So just keep expanding. But that's kind of a little background story of how I got from nothing to here and to right here, I guess. So,
to this moment.
Yeah, and the Wave, going back to the Wave, I guess, since that's what you asked me about.
Yeah.
It's going way off on the trail. But the Wave, I made the song, so I heard the beat. I always freestyle record first. That's how I do my thing. And then I made the song, and I had this plan to shoot this video, and I was going to do it in Kelowna. So I love to gamble, and I would not suggest that to anybody. I love to gamble.
I'm a giant sports bettor.
Yeah, okay, word. So I do online slots. That's my shit.
Slots, okay.
So
nice.
I won like $7,000 off of like maybe a couple $100. Yeah. And so what I did is I paid a couple bills, and I had like $3,000 left. So we rented a red camera, the Red Dragon, I think. We rented it from what's the rental place here?
Film Factory.
Film Factory. So we went down there.
So bro, I probably met you in there.
Okay.
Because I used to work there for 5 years, and I was the production manager. So
I did shoot a scene in there, but I think I will. To be honest, you're one of those faces that you just don't forget. And I only saw you on the boat, so I don't think I ran into you because I was in and out of there.
Okay.
But at the time, they were just setting up for a live stream type of thing, and then we got in there and shot on the white backdrop. So we used I had the Aperture 120D Mark II for a light, and then we used kind of the lights that they have kind of come down, and they're like, if you want to paint it, you can for an extra $150 or whatever it is. But we're like, no, we're good. So we shot that scene there, and then we used this Red Dragon, and I had no clue what I was doing, but my buddy, who is like not as experienced, but he had a lot of knowledge up here, but he didn't have as much experience with the camera. He knew what to do, so we're trying to figure out these lenses. We got like $100,000 worth of shit on us.
It's a little stressful, eh?
Yeah, it is. And like we were trying to get like the gimbal that we had for it didn't really. It was an older gimbal. It didn't really work that well. Yeah, like
I know
it was
that
like the old
inside out, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like the. Would that be like the first?
It's the very first one, yeah.
Yeah, okay, because and so it was almost just a bit too heavy. So, anyways, we figured it out. We did some handheld stuff. And it was quite the adventure to shoot the video in Kelowna because like this is like it's like my second home here. Matt Bird from how do you say his company's OK Valley or Oki Valley Entertainment? Sorry, I hope I didn't get it wrong if Matt sees this, but
yeah, it's like Okanagan Valley Entertainment.
Yeah, exactly. So he knew a couple girls, and because we were friends, he's just like, here, I'll bring them out. We'll just hang out. We did these couple scenes in the middle of nowhere. Like nothing really went to plan, but we always had a plan B.
Yeah.
So we were shooting all these shots with the red camera. And then I started editing. And I'm like, we don't have enough. And I had this idea of having a convenience store scene. And I actually know quite a few people.
So that came after the
convenience
store.
But I originally wanted to do it out here. So the original part was me just going to be walking out of a convenience store, getting in this vehicle. That was one of the shots that we had, driving with it. But the problem with that situation was that Buddy just moved from Saskatoon to Kelowna. He just got this car, and he was nervous about me driving the vehicle because of like insurance and stuff like that, with being me Saskatchewan and him just turning over to BC. So we couldn't drive it. So then I'm like, okay, scratch that. We'll just shoot these scenes, and I'll figure it out after. So then I get back, and I'm like, hey, edit. I need to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do. And then I knew, like I said, I know so many people that my buddy's dad owns a convenience store, so we shut it down, and we had this whole convenience store scene. I brought a bunch of different people in there. Everybody in there is somebody. So I had my barber. An artist named James Garlama, who's like one of my best friends. He's also he's gonna blow up. I'm calling it right now. He's gonna blow up. I'll have to show you after. And then I had these two girls who do their own. They're called Those Chicks, and they're like well known in the city. They do like podcast kind of stuff like this, but they also do like workout videos. They do a whole bunch of different stuff. And then who else did I have? And then I had this girl that I was seeing at the time. We're still good friends, and just a bunch of people that I was really close to. And we made it come together and brought all the colors. And then I was shooting with the Blackmagic. It was like a big Blackmagic camera. So it was like the red camera, the Blackmagic. Shot some stuff with the Sony A7 III. And then we shot some stuff with the Nikon Z6 or 7. I'm not sure which one. Whatever one's the more of a video.
Really? Because it looked like it all matched really,
exactly.
Really well.
And it was so what it was is that we shot most of the stuff in log, and then I was able to color correct it properly, but I also had the colors in my head before I even started. I know I wanted a white scene with the white shirt. I knew I wanted a sunset shot. I know that I wanted some bluish colors in there, and then I kind of just worked around that. So like I had a little bit of each color in each scene to a degree. So it was planned out, but at the same time, we kind of freestyled it because, I mean, things never go to plan. You got to be able to improvise. Like our screen, we couldn't figure out how to like screw the screen in. So I was like, fuck, we need the screen because it's like it's not like a camera. You need the screen.
Yeah, you need to be able to see what you're shooting.
I had to like my dad's like go to a mechanic shop. Go to a mechanic shop. My dad's smart. He's a truck driver, but go to a mechanic shop. He's like, they'll have some nuts and bolts. You can like figure out how to do it. So I go there, meet this dude. He ends up coming to the store with me to get this nut and bolt or whatever to help me put, because I have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
And so, are we allowed to swear on this podcast?
Oh,
okay, word.
Fuck yeah,
just,
you're allowed
okay,
to swear on this
word. Just making sure. Just wanted to make sure I didn't have to tone it down. But
no.
He takes me to the store, I just pull up to a random one. He takes me to the store, really good guy, helps me out. We figure it out, get the screen working. Him and I stay friends on Instagram. A year later, and I guess a week and a half ago is when the show was, he buys tickets for the show and comes on with his girlfriend.
So sick,
and it was just crazy how like little connections happen like that. But like my whole life has been like situations and things, and that's how I've met like a lot of people, right? But anyway, so got the screen, got it back working and everything. And then we realized after we had all the parts and we just didn't know how to put it together because it was like we just wanted a good fucking video. So it was quite the process to put this thing together. But then from that, Dylan or Will Windex, he saw the video and he's like, yo, I want to do a song. And we never ended up doing a song. But then I ran into him on the street just like a couple days ago, and we ended up going with him, Side Neck, and the Cadillac. I think it's Cadillac Kings. Hold on, I'm just going to look at this. I want to make sure I shout them out properly. They were the Cadillac... Cadillac Kings BC. So they were doing like a whole thing where they meet up with their cars. And so from this video, Dill kind of was like, he knew me a little bit, but he didn't really know me, but he wanted to do a song. I run into him on the street. And then we end up in Vancouver. I just got back from there with these guys, and we were shooting this video, and I knew the tattoo artist somehow. And it's just like...
You're plugged in. You're plugged in everywhere you go, man.
You know what? Being plugged in is a really, it's a grateful thing on my end, but being plugged in is special because anybody can meet anybody, but people who already are set up or connected, they're not stupid people, so they're not just gonna let anybody in. And I feel like one of the skills or things about me that I'm looking from the outside perspective on me is that I'm a genuine person. I know who I am. I'm very confident in who I am. I don't need to be cocky. I'm kind, and I'm always thinking of other people and what their interests are and what they want to get out of it besides just me. So when I meet people, I'm not just asking them for things or trying to like, oh, let's do a video because you got like 1.9 million views. I don't care about any of that. I care about the person. And like, you know, when you're an established person, you're used to people just like liking you for the clout or whatever it is. So I've been able to network with so many people from Kelowna to Saskatoon, to even people in Toronto online, even though I've never been there, just because I think I have a general rule of thumb of just treat people how you want to be treated and think of others and think of how they're thinking before you just like ask. It's like if you're going to give something in return. I think a lot of people forget that. So being plugged in, I think, is deeply rooted self-awareness and also a lot of work to get there, so that when you are this person, even though there's always work to be done on yourself, when you're this person, you can actually like have those opportunities fall into your hand and know what to do and just be easily genuine yourself without having to try too hard, because you realize all these people that are popular and all the people that are popping, they're regular people who want to be treated with respect and regular. They don't want to be treated like you're a fan, and they also don't want to feel like you're taking something from them or asking or using them. So if you have all that in mind, being plugged in isn't actually that hard at all, especially if you're a people person. Some people aren't people and they're still successful, but me, I'm like, I like people.
Yeah.
As long as they're not, dickheads or whatever. But
that was the first thing I noticed about you when I met you on the boat, is you were just like a hella genuine dude. And I was there to see Huey and stuff perform when they first showed up.
Yeah, shout out Huey.
But then they dipped, and so I was just on the boat by myself, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna hang out with this guy for the rest of the night, man, because you were just a genuine nice guy, man.
Word, man. That's why I got the same vibe from you though too.
It was tight. It's just going back to the music video. It's wild how willing people are to help.
Yeah.
On music videos and on productions. Like, I'm always surprised that people are down to go the extra limit to make our dreams come true and help us out and shit.
It's huge. You need that, man. You need that. You need people that are going to help you out, because guys like us, yeah, we might make a few bucks here and there, do well here and there, but a lot of the time you need help. We don't have budgets. Like, I spent, I think, a total of like $3,500 on the Wave music video.
Wow, yeah.
Only got like, I think it was like 2,200 views, maybe not even. But I did it because I love it. I wasn't really like, I want the exposure, but I just know it'll come. Keep your quality going. Everything will happen the way it should. But I didn't have any budget to like pay people and stuff, and I was just like straight up, I'm like, hey, I just whatever I can do to help you in the future, let me know. And I've always worked on that. Like, if you need something, I'll actually come through and do it. And I think that's why a lot of people come through for me, is because they know I can count on Dilly, unlike anybody else. Everyone's like, I got you, and they can't answer their phone. Or they only will say that they can help you out when it's convenient for you to help them in the moments. Right. And then they're ghosts,
Yeah.
And I've had so many of those experiences that I made sure that I never did that to people. So when I ask people for a favor, they can count on me to at least, let's say if I can't do it, at least I'll be honest with them and answer the phone call, rather than people are very like not good at communicating in general, especially with social media. So people are used to being sloughed off. So treating people how you want to be treated and just having that respect and having that word, like your word is your bond kind of thing, it goes a long way. And you become really valuable, and you become somebody that's different from the rest because you're sticking to your word, and you're actually someone who will, you appreciate when someone helps you, so you have no problem helping them, even if it's like years down the road, man. So it's it's very important to be that, and that's how you get help,
I find the Okanagan's actually pretty bad for that, of like people not replying to emails and like not replying to text messages and stuff like that. And it's weird because we're like so connected. It's like I can see that you're online posting stories and stuff, but people just get like anxious or nervous,
or just don't answer, or
don't
just like
answer,
they're like, people just saying, I'm just gonna put a little something here. I probably don't put the bottle in here.
Sure, it's fine. I don't think it matters.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it right now. I'm only getting like 100 views on this stuff to begin with.
It's all good. I just I think for future when your podcast blows up, and they're gonna be like, holy shit, he's pouring a lot in there, but this is a man's world.
Yeah, man, and hey, you've been grinding, like I said, bro.
Dude,
you've been grinding.
I love it.
You, even when we were supposed to hang out on Thursday, like you were doing a photo shoot that day.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if you've been like recording with people and stuff out here, or at least making plans. But I just want to go back to the music video one more time real quick, because
I just wanted to say that the reason I like that music video so much is it has a storyline to it.
Yeah, it does.
You know,
definitely.
and when I do music videos, I try to stay away from like just the rap hype shit of just like going in front of the camera and just, you know, like it's nice to always tell a story, especially from the filmmaking perspective.
Yes.
So how did you come up with that story, and like how did you kind of like where do you get your inspiration from?
As far as like the video side of it?
Yeah,
So
and actually the song side of it as well.
So I guess kind of to start, so I have words that just come to, just like any other artist that can relate to this that makes songs. I just had the wave come into my head. I was just like freestyling, came into my head. And then the whole idea of the song was the wave is like, can you feel the wave is me making a wave in the game? I'm on the way. Just wait, it's coming. Can you feel the wave? Yeah, I had to get it on my own. I put myself in the game, as in like just from what we just talked about. I put myself in the game. I had to.
It all.
You know, I didn't have the money to pay for a $3,000 music video, and a lot of people don't. So I was like, I knew at a young age I had to learn. So the wave was me saying, I'm making moves, I'm coming, check me out. Like I'm not just some random artist. I'm someone you gotta take seriously because
tsunami warning.
Yeah, exactly. So then I had all these visions. So the wave, like I'm thinking of the video. I knew I wanted some good-looking girls in there. I wanted a car. I wanted to do these falls that I had gone to the first time. So 2016 was the first time I came to Kelowna.
Okay.
And we did this, like, my buddy's a big hiker, like, wake up in the morning, eggs, protein shake, water. We're doing it. Like, this is the real shit. So we went to this waterfall, and I'll never forget it because we actually, like, almost died at this waterfall because we ended up going up this one side of a wall.
Was it Fintry Falls? Or,
okay. Well, you've seen the video.
Yeah.
It must have been Fintry. It's like where you walk and you can kind of walk up. There's that rope that you have to climb down backwards.
I think that's Fintry Falls.
It's got to be Fintry. Oh, wait. No, Fintry has got the fence, right? Fintry's got the fence.
I'm not the biggest hiker in the world.
Okay,
so
Fintry has that one small path. If anyone's hiking, if you guys see this, it has that little fucking. It's like this, and you have to walk across it. And if you fall, you die.
Yeah, game over.
And the bar is that. I think that's Fintry.
I think that's Fintry. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I actually shot another music video there. We'll talk about that later. But I shot a whole video there in, you know, that little abandoned house.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's Fintry. So we shot in there and at this falls place. But anyways, this other place, I can't remember what it's called. But I know if you pulled up the video while we were shooting, I know someone would recognize it. Maybe they could drop it in the comments. But we almost died climbing up this one side because we thought we were gonna be cool. Like it was like I got stuck and my buddy was down below, and the only way I could get back was to like step down, grab this root, and then pull myself back up. So I had to like go down around the back of him, pull myself up with this root, and like if you fall, you're falling to your death. There's no way. So I'll never forget that. So I wanted to shoot a music video there. So that was one of my ideas. Is like I wanted to shoot because it was such like a good memory.
Of course.
And then the convenience store scenes. I don't know why I came up with that idea, but all these ideas popped into my head. And then we wanted to do a little acting part. Thought it'd be kind of fun just to try out something new, you know.
You were great, man.
Yeah, just a quick. We did actually a lot more acting. There was a lot more acting in it, and I just cut just that one small section.
Yeah.
Because I felt like it was going to be too much, and it wasn't the most professional, but there were parts that were like really well acted because these girls, those chicks, were the girls at the counter, and they were the ones kind of asking for protein because they do gym stuff, right? So it kind of played into their brand as well. And so they were already like kind of camera ready, so it made sense. And then the one buddy's like, yo, you got any bleach? And this guy's like been my best friend forever. Shout out to Dallas Stern if you see this, my guy. One of my best friends, he's helped me shoot music videos. He doesn't even know what he's doing, and he always comes out. So but he's the kind of guy, he has no Instagram, no Facebook. He has Snapchat.
Damn.
He's off grid.
Cool as fuck.
No, he's the coolest dude ever, and
it.
he's a good looking dude too. So like when he goes out and girls see him, they're like, "Who's this guy?" Because he's nowhere to be found.
They can't find anything
yeah,
out
they
about
can't
him.
exactly.
Like, man, this guy's mysterious.
Exactly. So he did that one part of the acting, and So that's kind of how the video came together, and like, yeah. It's wild, man. The amount of work and the amount of adventure and the amount of trial and error that goes in is unbelievable. But the main thing is you can't give up. You know, this world will test those who really want it, and then you figure out, or the world will tell you if you're gonna get it or not based on how hard you're willing to go for it. Like you have to go the extra mile and a half.
Yeah, 100%.
Always work harder than you're worth or what you're getting paid. It's just the law of the world if you want to get it, you know?
Yeah. No, nobody gets to the top without working extremely hard. And it's cool that as an artist in the digital age, you can, you know, mix and master your own music and write your own music, shoot your own videos. Like, I heard it described to me one time as like people, when Instagram first started popping off, they became their own publicist.
Okay.
And I think then, and this is the theory I'm kind of testing out with the whole podcast and stuff, is I think the next step is people are going to become their own network, like their own NBC, their own TSN, their own Much Music, right? And so that's kind of why I'm doing this, and that's kind of what I related to you with when you were just doing so many different things, photo shoots, music videos, writing music, performing. Like, it's nuts.
Yeah, and I mean, like, once you've been doing all those things for all those years, you really start to sharpen your skills after all these years, right? I remember when I was doing photography, or I was doing video and photography, and I always had another buddy that was in production. He's like, just do one. He's like, just focus. You can get really good. And in the back of my head, he's like, don't even do audio. I remember him just kind of like trying to tell me to go this certain direction. I think because he wasn't doing it, and I don't think it was a jealous thing, but he was just trying to suggest, like, instead of trying to chase, I wouldn't say chase. I'm trying to think of the right word, but instead of trying to do all these things, become a master at one thing.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And I've heard that before with like business podcasts and stuff. But I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I can become a master at all these things, and I will be. And I never let anybody tell me different. And now, you know, when I go shoot a music video or I go shoot like interview or a corporate video, it's like, hey, I got your audio, I can mix master that. I got your lighting, I got your video, cinematography, color grading, everything, one-stop shop. And when they hear that, they're like, sold. How do we give you a deposit?
100%.
It's huge.
Especially on the video side of things from a business thing. Are you a perfectionist with your art?
I am a perfectionist, but I'm not the kind of perfectionist that's going to lose sleep. I'm not over my project. I'm also not the kind of perfectionist that's going to be upset if a client or someone wants to switch out a shot. I never get emotionally attached to my work to the point where my emotional state and my vision is getting in the way of what the person who paid me or has hired me to do it wants first. So I always make sure to put that first. So I like have, I'm a perfectionist, but I'm not to the point where I'm letting it get in the way of my business, the way I get jobs or the way I finish things. I'm just like, whatever's going to make you happy, because, you know, you always have to have your input as well. Like, sometimes you have to direct or guide someone being like, I don't think this shot's good. And they might come back if they have a valued point, then cool. But I am a perfectionist, but not to the point where I don't put things out. You ever heard of those perfectionists that do so much shit and don't put shit out?
Oh, just one more thing. I just got to fix this.
Yeah, no, you can't be like that. It's like even making music. I know artists that like make music and they don't put it out, or they keep going back and recording the same song, or they keep doing it. It's like, fuck. It's like, once you're done with it, just move on and record it. Stop judging yourself. Put it out there. If it's not your best, okay, go fix it. But like, you have to know when to stop and get going on the next thing, because that shit's gonna hold you back. Like, I know artists that I've worked with where, and I absolutely love them to death. I support them, but it's like they record a song with me, and then 6 months later they're re-recording the song, and I'm like, why? I'm like just, it's already out. Just like get to the next thing. And it's not just one person. There's multiple people I've seen being like that in just different areas. So perfection is good, but not to the point where it's taking away from your art, or taking away from your progress, or taking away from getting the next thing. Because I think a lot of artists as creators don't know how to separate that.
Totally.
Because they also work by themselves. They don't take a lot of criticism from the outside. There's a lot of little things that add up into people's brains or why they are like that. And being a guy who's worked with so many people and dealt with so many people, and me being in the field as well in the artistry, I've really learned to create, be a perfectionist, but not to the point that it's going to take away.
Yeah. I like to think of myself as passionate, but not perfect. Like,
you're never gonna be perfect.
Never gonna be perfect.
Nope.
Yeah.
Like, you can go back on your videos and be like, oh, I could have done that better.
Oh yeah.
I could have done that
all
better
the time.
But here's what gets me to sign off on a project. If it's for a client, when they're completely happy, 100% happy, and I always make sure, like, I don't just give them a video and be like, here you go. I'm like, do you need changes? I'm not charging you for the changes. I charged you what I was going to charge you in the budget, and I never even mentioned that, but it's part of the service. I sent someone a video, and they're like, 4 days later, like, can you take this one part out? I said, no problem. Take it out. Here you go. When they're happy with it, then I'm happy with it.
And they're going to keep coming back.
Exactly. That's the thing. But it's all from production quality, the finished product is, I would say, honestly, just on a guess, 30% of it is that, and the 70% is the process from the initial meet to how you get the deal, to how you get the deposit, to how you close out, and then how you finish off. That's like, that is 70% of it. I believe it.
Agree.
And I'm like, I got to be honest with you, like, I love doing this photography and video stuff, but my passion is business. And I think that what separates me from a lot of people where I'm from is that there's people that are just as good or even better cameras, all kinds of stuff. But I understand people really well, and I know how to lock in jobs, and I know how to create value where it's not like I'm just fucking hook, line, and sinking you in just to like get money from you. I'm only working with you if I want to provide a value for it. Like, I believe in my product so much that I'm selling you on it, but I'm very, very certain on it. So when I do that, I'm ready for the whole project in a whole to kind of give that. So it's, I don't even know where I was going off on this, but I just started trailing off. But I love the business part of it, like the meeting, sitting down, and just.
It's such a key part. I learned that really quickly from a guy named Aaron Da Silva here in town. I don't know if you know.
Yeah, shout out Aaron Da Silva. We still got to meet up if you see this. I've been trying to link up every time I've been here. I holler at him all the time.
Same type
He's
of
a
dude,
busy
though.
guy.
He's all over the place, busy. But he made every one of his sets just like a good time to be on. And I noticed like his work's amazing, but it seemed like people were more wanting to work with him just because they were having such a good time with being on with him. So I think that's super key. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yep.
Hear from a little bit of sponsor, and then we'll get right back into it.
Let's go.
You know I love the way you run in them new loose. You know that we connect like it's Bluetooth. Yeah, you wanna drink, you wanna blonde, baby, you choose. Look at how you take control.
So now we're live for real.
Yeah, now there's
no, but you know what? It's
no editing
not a big
this
deal.
shit out.
It's
huh?
natural.
Yeah, man. Well, so we just when we were off camera there, you were telling me a little bit about coming to Canada from Romania. You said.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you elaborate on that a bit? Like.
Yeah. So I guess my journey of life hit the lottery when I was first born. So I was born in Romania, Bucharest, a small town called Pitești, if that's how you say it right. I never learned the language. I was only born for 2 weeks, and then after I was born, I was adopted by a white family from Saskatchewan, Saskatoon. And so 2 weeks after being born, I was adopted and became a Canadian resident. My mom, like, this is what I've been told, because, like, to me, it's just a story. Like, you're 2 weeks old, you don't have any memory of that,
Of course,
you know?
Yeah.
So my mom was 17 when she had me. Apparently at the time my dad was in jail, and we lived in a mud house. So what we did is have a mud house. It was actually probably about the exact size of this room, and they had a hole in the roof. And I only know this because of pictures, which is like in the 90s, pictures weren't even really a thing yet. You know, like they weren't a thing. So the fact we have photos is kind of crazy. But so they had a hole in the roof, and they had a fire, and there was about 17 people. I think I say in one of my songs actually exactly that. So 17 people lived in there. They're all family or whatever, and we had goats in the back for milk, so that's kind of how we made our money. And my mom was 17, so she couldn't, she put me up for adoption. I'm not even sure exactly how it worked, because it's a third world country, so it's like the slums of the slums. Like, you live in a mud house, there's no Google Maps, there's no street addresses. It's a fucking free for all out there, right? It's the animals, the savages, pretty much is what it is, right? So, my mom said that she had saw on TV that there was, an ad for Romanian babies to be adopted. So, from the history that I know, because I also know another Romanian videographer out of Vancouver who's very, very, very successful.
Oh, wow.
He started sharing just this year with me the history, and so the Gypsy people. They share actually a lot of the similarities to the indigenous people. So, like, I relate to them really well. I don't know if a lot of indigenous people know it, but the Gypsy people share a lot of the same background culture. Not exactly, but so the Gypsies, we were, like, sold off into war to the Germans and stuff like that. They killed us off. They hated us. They absolutely hated us.
There's
they wanted
still
us gone.
Racist roots in the UK and stuff like that.
Yeah,
when it
like,
comes
you
to
always hear
Gypsy
people saying, I'm a Gypsy, all this kind of stuff. It's kind of like I don't even know if it's a bad term or what you want to call it, but it's not like a serious term. People just say it loosely and stuff like that, right? So we were Gypsy people, and we were poor. They're known for stealing and just bad shit. So we were never liked. But so I was saved from that. But the history was that, so I was born in 91, but like in the 80s and the 70s and stuff, they had this really powerful king and queen, and they took over, and they like took all the money and built like this crazy gold like I wish I knew more about the history. I haven't really looked into it, but like this big, like, what would you call it? A castle? Or what the fuck would you call that? Something like that. And so anyways, the people ended up like going against them, and I think they ended up killing them.
Holy
like the
shit.
people like were like so broke and poor and not eating that they like went against them, killed them and stuff like that. And during that time frame, there was a lot of bad things that happened in Romania. It was like so many different cultures coming through in and out there and stuff like that. So I don't even know what I am. Like I could be part Hungarian, I could be part whatever. Nobody knows. I've never done the DNA thing, so nobody knows what I am. But there's a lot of history that I didn't know about myself and like how I am and why I am the way I am. And so I'm still learning. But there's a lot of things I did get from the gypsies. I could definitely say like my intuition, my dreaming, my ability to foresee the future to a degree. I don't want to go too much into this, like, too much into that. But you know what I mean when I say that, right? So like, that was my story. And then moved to Saskatchewan, did a whole thing in Warman, Saskatchewan, is where I was born. I was the only brown kid in the whole community, being a brown kid in a white community. Dealt with racism a little bit here and there. And my mom at a young age taught me how to fight. She was like, the only way you're going to get kids to stop is that you guys are so young. She taught me that the only way for this to work is that you have to punch kids in the face. And this is horrible that you would think that someone would tell you that. But she said, because you guys don't have discipline and the kids are never going to learn and the parents might not even believe this is happening and there's nothing you can do. She's like, so if someone calls you a racist name, I've been called like burnt toast, blackie. Like I can remember it like yesterday. Like fuck, it still gives me the shivers. Like, oh, I remember being a kid feeling that pain. It was like, so, I earned my respect by sticking up for myself only because my mom taught me that, right? So, grew up, and then by the time I was in high school, I became the cool kid. So everyone was like, I wasn't even black, and I was like, this is our black friend Dilly and stuff like that. And so like I was always the cool kid at parties. They'd even like dress me up, put me in do-rags and big chains, jumpsuits and shit, because everyone was just like, we have a dark friend. They were pumped about it, but as a kid growing up, like
it's same here in Kelowna, man. Like people like rep the fact that they have like one black friend or something like that. And I'm like, bro, who fucking cares?
It's crazy, right? So that's a little bit of the upbringing, and then I went to school in Warman, graduated, and then Saskatoon's so close, so Saskatoon ended up moving there because it made more sense for my work. And here I am.
What's the music scene like in Saskatchewan?
Oh, it's a wide variety, and there's a lot of talent.
Really?
I got nothing but good things to say. A lot of good talent in different areas. The hip hop scene. So I'm trying to think where I want to go with this conversation, but the hip hop scene is very strong. I would feel like I was one of the pioneers in a certain degree. There was an era before us, which was like a guy named Factor Chandelier, Joey Styles. There was a bunch of other guys, but they were like the first pioneers of all of our hip hop. And then came me, and so we had this new era of guys that were my age. And so you can actually look this up. I did this cypher in 2013. This is when I started recording people for like $75 for a song in my house on the west side. I was renting with my buddies. And so what I did is we weren't really a community. No one wanted to work with each other. Everyone was kind of haters. Everyone was jealous. We're all young. We don't know what the fuck's going on. We all just want to be awesome, and we have no clue what the fuck we're doing. So I knew all these guys. I recorded like 13 dudes. So I was like, I brought them all together for a cypher. They all met and became friends. And so then I started shooting music videos. Like most of the hip hop artists in Saskatoon now, I've had my hand in something. Like proudly saying that. Like you got to give them credit because they do their own work. They're their own artists. But I know that there was, at some point, I either recorded one of their first songs or shot one of their videos or did photos from or something. And so the hip-hop scene now has grown, and we got a lot of different artists, like a lot of different dudes in our city who do different types of music, and they're all, like, really, really good. It's just getting the exposure is the hardest part.
Yeah.
But, like, there's some guys out there that could be on tour right now with anybody you could think of. Like, there's so many dope dudes. And then you got, like, the rock scene, the indie bands, it's just... The scene there is good, but I wouldn't.
Well, Saskatchewan seems like it's probably more well known for its like country scene, at least as far as Canada
goes,
but
you know what? We've had a lot of the biggest acts in hip hop come to our city. We've had Ludacris, T.I., MGK, Redman, Method Man, Royce da 5'9". I'm pretty sure Snoop Dogg's been here. The list goes. Rick Ross. I opened up for Rick Ross. J. Cole. I'm just thinking guys off the top of my head.
You opened up for Rick Ross.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was the story about that quick side note is I was running a business called 4G Entertainment. I was in high school. We were throwing huge dances. Okay, I was the DJ. I was a DJ at one point. I forgot to mention that. I used to be a DJ. So we were throwing dances. We were packing it with like 1,000 people in there. We're kids. We're hired security. We're doing a bunch of crazy shit. And so the DJ, he was connected with a bunch of these artists and stuff, so he would bring in all these guys. And so he's seen that I was opening up, and he saw that I was getting a lot of attention. So he pulls up in his fucking fresh vehicle, and he's like, tell everybody you're opening up for Rick Ross. And he's like, you'll get a spot on there, blah, blah, blah. So I go on the microphone. I'm like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm opening up for Rick Ross. Buy tickets, blah, blah, all this stuff. And I was a kid. Then. But, yeah, we've had a lot of really good acts come through here. Like, the amount of stories I could tell, like the cameras and the cards couldn't even capture it all because it's like there's so much. But yeah, it's Saskatoon's a special place, man. It's really cool. There's a lot of good things going on. There's a bit of darkness, but that's in every city.
Yes,
and you have to look at the positive, So I don't want to talk bad because I love where I'm from and I love the people there.
Yeah, well, I've never been, but the first feature film I ever worked on was with a company called Mind's Eye Entertainment. And they're out of Saskatchewan. I don't think Saskatoon though, but
never heard of them actually.
Yeah, they so there was a ton of guys that just moved from there to here because I guess there was this like giant studio that was in
Saskatoon or Regina?
I think Regina. It was this giant studio.
Do you know the name by chance?
No, I don't. And it was supposed to be kind of like made for movies and stuff like that, but because it was government built, like they had like a bunch of like arts come through there, painting and stuff.
Yeah, we had a lot of stuff, and I think we got cut.
They got cut.
We got a big
and so
cut.
That's why they came out here.
Yeah, they cut. I don't know what happened, but they cut a lot of the huge funding because they used to do a lot of films and stuff out here. They cut the funding, and that was right when I was going to school for audio engineering. It would probably been like a year before that. So I don't know when that would have been exactly, but I'm not used to any kind of funding. Like, as me, I'm a hustler. I just get it on my own. I've never done big feature films. Right. I'm like, here, let me do a business production video for you. Let me showcase your stuff. You want to do a story? Let's do that. I've never, ever had, like, I can get a grant. I'm like, I got to fucking go out there and get it for myself.
Yeah, I've never applied for a grant
either. And I think it's cool for those that can get those. Good for you because it takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of networking, knowing the right people, paying someone to write that can do it. So there's a whole strategic part of that. Like if someone gave me $10,000 and all I had to do is write something and hired, I'm not going to say I wouldn't take it. I just never had that mindset. Well, I was in the field doing shit and I was like never thinking about writing stuff down. I'm like, I got to get the money for myself.
And the government's not going to give guys like us money either because
they might.
We're a little edgy, bro.
No, you know what? Honestly, you know what? I know guys that do way edgier music than I do, and they've got grants.
Really?
It's just about who's writing your grant. I don't know all of it, so like I'm sure there's people out here that'll be like, probably like correcting me. But I know that knowing people that can write a good grant and knowing the people in, I guess it'd be the SaaS music industry, I guess on the board. You have to have someone who knows how to write, and if you've got a bit of context and you got a bit of, I guess media, whatever. If you have some bulk, what's the word?
I don't know.
Something behind what you're doing. You're not just some artist with like one song.
Right. Yeah. You got a track record.
There you go. Success, so if you have that,
is Robbie G out in Saskatchewan?
No, Robbie G's never been out here. Out here. We're out here.
Yeah.
I don't. Robbie G's come out to do a lot of shows in Saskatoon though. So shout out to Robbie G.
Yeah.
If you're seeing this, I'm not sure who's watching right now. I can't see the screen from here, but it seems like a lot of people are watching. But yeah, Robbie G's dope. Nothing but good things to say about the guy. I like his one song. I like his one song called "What Now." I listen to that all the time. So Robbie G, if you're seeing this, what now?
So what's next for you, man? What's on your radar? What are you planning on doing?
I don't really know, man. I never plan ahead too much, to be honest with you, which is like silly in some ways, but I trust the universe and I really just go based on my feel. I don't exactly have a goal of what I want or where I want to be. I don't see it yet. So I don't have any expectations. So realistically, I'm being influenced. I wouldn't say pressured. I'm being influenced. Should be moving out here. I'll tell you why, because I feel like I have a whole family out here. Like I've come here every summer, sometimes twice a summer, sometimes 3 since 2016. It's 2021 now. I know like everybody that I'm like super grateful. I have my friends. I have people that are in production. I have everybody in every area that I could ever ask for, and they're all great people. Yeah, man. And I feel like really, like I feel a lot of love when I come to Kelowna, and I hear the stories that like there's some people here and there that don't work with these people, or people have opinions. And I think when you've been in a city for so long, you almost know too much. And then you have someone like me that come in, and you can kind of like bridge the gap between people. Like I've bridged a lot of gaps in Saskatoon between people that maybe didn't talk or didn't like each other. And that's just like, I guess, a part of my persona, because I give everyone a fair chance. I don't give a fuck what anyone says about anybody. I care about how you treat me and how you're going to be towards me. I don't listen to people. I listen. I look in your eyes.
Trust yourself.
I trust myself more than I trust. You still got to listen. But so, anyways, when I come out here, I feel the love big time. A lot of good vibes, and I think it's because the weather, the accessibility to downtown and the beach, and if we're going really deep, humans love to be outside, active, water. Like, we're animals, so that is all kind of accommodating into this happy vibe.
Totally.
And then you throw a guy in there like me who doesn't really know too much of the politics here, and I'm just fucking with everybody because I'm trying to like work with everybody. You start bringing people together that maybe wouldn't have considered it before, but because I know these people and I know these people,
Totally.
I can say something good. Like, anytime I have an opportunity to like bridge somebody, I do. Like, I don't fucking take an opportunity to say anything bad. I'm like, okay, well, like, these guys I work with out here, great people. And they're like, oh, yeah, we've heard of them. And they're like, yeah, I'm like maybe there's something that you guys can do there, right? So, yeah, I mean.
Kelowna used to be very cliquey and
same with Saskatoon. It's not that much anymore. I mean, like, there is, but it's not, like, especially in the hip-hop scene, everyone fucks with everybody there. We're all trying to support each other. There's no beef in our city because, like, what are we beefing about?
Yeah.
Like, you're not taking my money.
No, exactly. Yeah.
And besides that, like, there's nothing to beef about. It's
I don't even really know of any beef out here in Kelowna, right? So it's like, it's kind of silly if there would be, because
I don't hear anything either, and I know quite a few people out here, like from like barbers and all these kinds of people, and I never hear like people really talking too bad. You hear some unsure things, like you don't know someone enough.
Yeah,
kind
and
of
some
thing.
people just don't vibe with each other, and that's totally cool.
Well, and
right?
I think it comes down to being your animal.
Yeah.
Some animals just don't get along with other animals.
Top of the food chain, right?
It's just different type. Like, we're humans, but we are animals, and some animals just do not. No matter what, they just don't work in the same room. It's just how it goes, and you have to accept that. It's part of our existence as humans. We
100%.
try to make it seem like we're not animals, but we are, and that's the explanation, I think, for sometimes why you might just look at a guy and want to punch him in the fucking face, and he's never done anything wrong to you. He's probably a nice guy, but you're just, like a shark and a fucking medium-sized fish. It probably could get along, but the shark wants to eat the fish. Like, he's ready to kill. Like,
yeah, man.
It just depends who's in what room with who.
Totally, man. And yeah, everybody's I guess competitive to a certain extent in this industry as well, right?
Oh, you have to be competitive if you want to get it. Being a pushover or being passive aggressive is the absolute worst thing you ever want.
Yeah.
Because how's our time doing here?
Oh, we're chilling. Yeah.
Okay,
we're good.
Yeah, I know we gotta make sure these cameras
I just
roll.
look every now and again just.
No, you gotta make sure. I know I talk a lot, so.
I'm with it, dude. Though, man, this is a good episode so far.
Dude, we could talk forever, man. We could have like a 3-hour episode.
Facts.
What about you? Like, I talk a lot. What about you? Tell me some more about your life and you. Like, I know, like, you got me on your podcast, but like, how long have you been doing videography for? Tell me some more about you, because I know you're always, like, I watched the other episodes. You're always checking, seeing what's up with other people, but like, what's going on with you? Tell me about your life.
Yeah,
tell me
absolutely.
some stuff. I want to hear, because I think you haven't said too much about that.
I haven't said
yet.
it much on the podcast. I've been on other podcasts and stuff that people might have heard it. At least people in my audience. But this is what I love about podcasting, is that I can now be exposed to your audience and you can be exposed to my audience.
Yeah, like,
right?
this whole thing, I don't even know how many people are watching.
Yeah,
right now.
I don't even know if
Like,
I hope
I'm
somebody's
gonna
asking
go
some
take a look.
questions. See some people ask questions.
We got a solid 4 people.
A solid 4 people.
Yeah, but
Let's go. Shut them all out.
Hold on, no, you know what? Actually, a lot of people
I've been in and out.
No, a lot of people have been in and out. But whatever. Whoever wants to watch, just let them watch. But,
Yeah.
It'll have some views after this. But yeah, you're getting exposed.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jordan Powers. That's my boy. If you don't know, go check him out. Coolest dude in Kelowna with the podcast.
I'll take that title.
Here's my early prediction. This podcast that he's on, he's got a great presence. Very smart. When he talks, he's very good at talking. This podcast will be big. Give it like a year and a half. I'm calling it now before anyone says it. Podcast will be huge.
I'm trying to be the next Joe Rogan, man. I shaved my head recently.
You know
got
what?
Buzzed up.
That's not a bad thing to go after, because Joe Rogan, very wild dude. He's very certain about who he is, and he has a great, fair perspective.
Straight up. Yeah, I've always
You know
loved,
what?
he definitely inspired me. But
Yeah, I like that you called it the Jordan
Jordan Powers
Powers experience
yeah.
because, I mean, some of you are like, oh, he's biting, whatever. No, fuck.
Yeah.
Stop thinking negative, first of all. Second of all, it's an experience.
Well, and I was that's exactly what came to my head. I was just like, fuck, if people are going to think that I'm like copying this dude. And I was like, I thought about it and I'm like, he's the modern version of a late night talk show, right? And if you look at late night talk shows, there's this late night talk show with whoever and this late night show with whoever and Jimmy Kimmel and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, fuck it. Like, why can't I just name mine the experience as well?
You can do whatever you want,
Yeah,
and
so I
fuck what
rolled
anyone
with it.
thinks. The power of your own brain is when you don't let anybody else get inside your own head and you're very certain of what you're doing. Who cares what people got to say?
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
But yeah, to give you some background on myself.
Yeah, tell me some more about you. Now we're turning this into the DillyBat podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to the DillyBat podcast. I'm Jordan Powers, his first guest.
My first guest. So how long ago did you start videography? What got you into videography?
Yeah.
And what are you currently working on? A bunch of questions. I want to hear you go.
I'll give you the quick answer. I straight out of high school, I got into automotive, and I worked at Anthony Subaru here in town as an apprentice mechanic.
Word.
And then I was always interested in film. I was always interested in movies. I played drums growing up.
Nice.
And actually, my sister inspired me to get behind the camera. I was always insecure about my height and my looks and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
me too,
when
me too,
I
me
was
too.
growing up, and so I never thought I could be an actor or anything like that.
Yep.
And she just started crushing it. She was the youngest person to be accepted to the Vancouver Academy of Dramatic Arts.
Wow.
She graduated top of her class. She got an agent straight out of school, and I was just like, damn, she's dope.
Driven.
And I'm this greasy mechanic, like just partying every weekend and stuff like that. And so I thought maybe I could help support her and chase my dreams a little bit, because that's also something that's not told to you when you're in high school, that you can go and be
somebody.
Like an actor or a filmmaker or even like a politician or a rapper or any of that. And so I just never was exposed to it. And then when she started doing it, it inspired me. So I quit my job. I was driving a 2003 WRX, all souped up at the time. It was my baby, and I sold it, and I bought an electric drum kit and all my camera gear. And I was like, one of these are going to take off.
First camera. What was the first camera?
A Canon T6i.
Hey,
a Rebel.
nice.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people's first, or T2i, T6i.
Yeah,
It's a
T6i.
step up.
So this was probably this was like 6 years ago. So 2015, 2016, something like that is when I quit. And then, I just told myself that I'm going to go to every single person in town who describes themselves as a cinematographer, director, or producer.
Yep.
And I'm going to say, I'll shovel shit for you if you can get me on set. Like, I don't give a fuck what
Nice.
it is.
Hustler
I will
mentality.
Grind, yeah. And
I love that shit, by the way.
I met a guy who had an office at the Film Factory, and he ended up introducing me to the boys over there. Shout out Kelly Valtteri and
Shout out
Jeff
Kelly.
Myers. They gave me my first shot. Kelly was a big mentor in my life. He now runs a production company called Empire Films, and he has a rental studio called Video Dot Equipment. So,
Nice. I'm gonna go rent some stuff from there.
yeah,
Shout out to Kelly.
He's a boss, man, and he mentored me. He got me on my first film set with Mind's Eye Entertainment. Wesley Snipes was the main guy on there. So yeah, I met Blade on the first film I ever did.
Wait a second. Hold on.
And
Hold on. Say it again. Hold on. Pause that. That was so quick. You met the.
Yeah, so first movie I ever worked on was called The Recall, and
Someone actually told me this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Really?
Someone. I'm pretty sure it was Sean.
Oh,
Shout out to
over
Knox
at-
Studios.
Oh, yeah, Knox Studios,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure, but someone had mentioned this exact story, but it was very like in the background kind of thing. But it's popping into my head. So you say so. Sorry, tell me that story. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wanna hear
So
it.
I was building a shed in the back of the Film Factory. That was like the first.
Okay, so
first
so you're telling me
gig
someone
that they gave
Blade
me.
was shot in Kelowna?
No, not Blade. Just Wesley Snipes was on the.
Okay,
on
that's the
set.
black guy, right?
Yes,
That's
yeah,
the guy that
in
comes
Blade,
out.
with the, with the sword
Okay.
and everything. Yeah. So,
Sorry if that's politically incorrect to any of my colored friends. I'm colored too. That's just what came into my head.
So he.
I love everybody equally.
Yeah. So he. The go-to second aid. The thing about Kelowna is it's so small that, especially the film industry, and we're so close to Vancouver, that there's not actually a giant pool of crew when it comes to movies. And so like there was like pretty much the camera crew was like Kelly and this guy Ryan Tebbett. Shout out Ryan Tebbett. And he
Shout
was
out Ryan.
out in the US doing a DJ documentary. And so they needed a second AC, and I was just like the closest guy to the
AC, what does that stand for?
assistant camera.
Hey.
So second AC, you're setting up the cameras for the camera operator. You're
Putting the
making
lenses
sure
on.
all the lenses are clean. They're on the camera.
Nice.
Batteries are charged, and then you're the guy with the slate, and you're like, scene 1, take 2,
Yeah. You gotta do that.
Yeah, marker. And so I was just building the shed in the film factory. They needed a second AC. Kelly was just like, well, this
Nice.
kid seems like he grinds. And yeah, man, it was one of the best months of my life. We lived up in Silver Star for the whole thing.
Where is Silver Star, by the way?
It's a ski hill just outside of Vernon.
Okay.
So it's like an
So
hour
this
away
is so
from
you
here
met
in
him
Kelowna.
there.
I met Wesley up there. Yeah.
And so why? Sorry, just again, it was because you guys were shooting up there. That's why. That's how you met him.
So he was the main actor, or
Was he doing a different show?
yeah. So this was called The Recall. It was like this whole alien abduction film. It's no offense to Mind's Eye and everybody, but it's trash. It's not a good movie.
Damn.
It's hard to make a good fucking movie. It's really tough.
I love aliens though.
Yeah, and we're gonna get into aliens on the next segment.
Yes.
Man. We're gonna get into aliens. But yeah, man, he I think he was actually fresh out of jail, Wesley Snipes, because he avoided taxes in the U.S. and he had to serve some time. And then
Damn. So if you serve time for taxes, then you paid your taxes, right?
I guess so. In some sense, I have no
I don't
idea
know,
how
like,
it works.
How does that work?
I
Like,
know.
if you don't pay taxes and you serve time, then that time must pay for the taxes, right?
Which is weird because like the people's taxes are going to basically house you in this jail also.
Kinda
and
fucked
so,
up.
yeah, it's a weird system.
I want to
you
look
know?
into that. I'm gonna ask one of my criminal lawyer buddies about that and be like, so if you were to not pay your taxes and then you got charged for it, would you?
Well, in the U.S. is different than
I'm
Canada
guessing they
also,
still make
'cause-
you fucking pay your taxes.
Dude,
for
I
sure.
think they make you do a lot of cheap labor in the U.S. when you're in jail down there, and it's kind of fucked up. So I'm sure that's kind of
America's different.
Yeah, but
pay your
yeah,
taxes.
man. I mean, that just started this whole journey of
Hey.
me working on films, and
super dope.
yeah, and it's been a fucking trip, man. I don't even know. It's hard to.
Okay, well,
describe
I got
everything
another
that's
question for
happened
you.
these
How
past 6
long
years.
have you been doing videography now for?
5 to 6 years.
Nice. That's
5
dope.
to 6 years.
That's
yeah.
super dope. What's your favorite type of projects to work on? What are you passionate about?
Yeah, I love music videos, and I love
too.
film, like feature film. So I write scripts. And
Hey,
my
that
sister
one.
writes
Sorry to
scripts.
interrupt you. That one
Yeah.
thing you put on Instagram there, where you're like, the opening line: a horror film can't be
done in a as a TV
Yeah,
series. Yeah,
And that whole thing was shot. Someone came. I don't know who it was, but these Knox studio guys, there's the crew of them. They fuck with you big time. And they were telling me that this whole video was done in like a day or some shit.
Right before I got on the boat.
30
minutes. I woke up that
The
morning.
lighting and everything in that. Well, how long was it? A minute?
Yeah, so I don't know, but so shout out Jamie Patterson at Patterson Productions. That guy
I feel like I've heard that
is
before.
a boss. He's a good.
Shout out to
he
Jamie
shot, like, a
Patterson.
music video for Tion Gibbs before.
Okay.
And he's collaborating with me and a couple other people on doing a Scream Insta
Very
series.
dope. Like that, I can just tell. That is movie type of shit.
100%.
The amount of work that went into that, and then the quick return on that is
Yeah.
just fucking
Dude,
admirable.
he is an absolute boss and an absolute machine. So I woke up
Your
that
acting
morning.
in it was also very
Thank
good.
you. I
So
appreciate
it's funny
that.
when I say, I'm like, this guy's somebody. I'm like, I didn't know if you were an actor. I didn't know if you were. I honestly, I was like in my head, I'm like, this guy might be famous. I'm like, this guy, like, that's what I thought in my head. I'm like, you just had that look. I'm like, this guy might be famous.
No, maybe some Kelowna clout, but that's about it. But yeah, man, I woke up that morning and he just texted me. He said, "Hey, can I have 30 minutes of your time? I need to shoot a little hype trailer for the Scream series that we're working on."
Nice.
And when you show up, man, he knows exactly where he's gonna make the edits, and he's gonna cut to the other person.
So he has it all ready to go. He has everything ready
It's
to go.
all up here.
So was he
man.
shooting with one camera?
One camera?
So interesting because, when you have a crew, shout out because that thing looked super seamless.
All by himself, also. Yeah,
yeah.
he's doing everything. Audio.
Kind of like Stewie
everything.
Kubrick. Shout out to Stewie Kubrick. He's been
Yeah.
a big inspiration to me. I met him on the boat for my first time.
Hells yeah.
Anyways, don't want to go on.
Was he
too,
on the
like-
boat?
He was on the boat.
I missed him.
No.
I love Stewie.
Okay,
man.
so
I've met him
check
only
us
a
out.
couple
So
times,
sorry,
but-
we have to go off on this
Yeah,
trail.
yeah.
So Pimpton is from Regina.
Yes.
Pimpton's a good bro of mine.
was awesome.
He's been making music. He's been
I'm
inspiration.
gonna FaceTime him in here
He's been
for a show.
You
for a show
you
one
should.
time.
No, Pimpton's dope, dude. Very awoke. Very spiritually there. He's a lot more smart than people think. Just he's one of those guys.
Yeah,
you
he's dope.
probably won't get to know him because he's too smart for most people. But Stewie Kubrick shot a lot of his videos. He shot a lot of Mercury's videos. He shot a lot of
Yes.
Snack the Ripper's videos. He shot some Prada West videos. Anyways, so the guy Stewie Kubrick's one of the biggest inspirations of my videography career along with a guy named George Orozco out of LA who shoots for Hobson. He's like Hobson's best friend. I'm good friends with George Orozco. At least
cool.
I feel like I'm like when I come down there, he shows me around. But anyways, this guy, so George Orozco and Stewie Kubrick are some of my biggest inspirations. But every time, just on a side note, I have to go off of this trail. Yeah. So we're on the boat. Every time I've been to Kelowna, I message Stewie. He knows who I am, but we've never met in person. He's always in Saskatoon. He was shooting some stuff with this guy named Kay the Aquanaut, which is like an OG of our Saskatoon era. Kay Aquanaut, well-respected man, very intelligent guy, makes a lot of good music. Stewie shoots a lot of videos for him, and same with Factor Chandelier, like I said before. And I was always trying to meet up with this guy. I'm like, fuck, man, I just want to meet you. Like, you're so dope. You inspire me. And then Pimpton shows up and he's shooting a video here before, because Pimpton's always working. Like, the guy does not stop working, and I really admire about that. I'm like, you don't, especially video guys and music guys, you don't really realize how much work this takes.
Yeah.
Pimpton's a fucking genius. And so he brings Stewie out here the day before they're shooting a video, and Stewie comes on the boat.
Oh, sick, dude. Yeah.
And I recognize him right away. He barely posts any photos of himself, but I know his face. And I'm like, yo, what's up, dude? And I'm like, yo, it's Dilly. And he's like, oh, what's up, bro? And like, so we chopped it up for a bit, but I hadn't met him. And like, every time I was here, he was in Saskatoon shooting.
Oh, crazy.
Wild. It was absolutely most wild shit ever. Hold on one sec.
Yeah, I think we're going to actually take a quick break here and go to our next sponsor. So we'll see you on the other side.
How you take control, that's some voodoo. You know I love the way you run in the news. You know that we connect like it's Bluetooth. Yeah, you wanna drink, you wanna blind, baby, you choose. Look at how you take control, that's some voodoo. Yo, what a life where we can dream, but all the time that we wasting, playing safe, regular roles that make us fucking hate. But every second we
start again, my bad.
Okay, so, anyways, first part I was.
Yeah, go for it.
So on that boat there, I really wish Huey and his bro would have been on the second show because there was a spot open.
Yeah, Doji Dan and Huey Doge.
Dope dudes.
Dope dudes.
Kind of guys you'd want to do ayahuasca with. And I've never done it, but those guys would be great. So anyway, if they ever see this, they're probably going to laugh.
Yeah, 100%,
they're probably just laughing like, who the fuck is this guy? But anyways, I wish they would have been on the second show because they had this other buddy and he wasn't prepared and thought he could bring all these people and didn't like take into his account that this costs money for people. This is like the first show out of COVID. It's not like you just bring people. It's not like a fucking event center. It's not. This is like a personal person renting a boat with his own fucking money and his crew, and they're all So I think Buddy got sour about it and didn't end up performing. So there was an open spot, and I wish they would have performed because I loved their music. I thought they were fucking dope. Plus, I seen one of their videos.
For Huey?
Yes.
Yes.
And you directed it?
I directed it. Wait a Minute by Huey Doge.
So good.
Yeah.
The fucking canoe scene? Or was it canoe or what the fuck was that?
I think it was a canoe, yeah.
Okay, sorry. My politically correct terms might not be as correct, but the red and the blue that was going on there, whew.
Yeah, man, it was a fun one.
That shit
and,
was sweet.
My cinematographer and I were on a canoe as well, and I didn't realize. I
knew that because how else could you shoot that?
You can't, yeah.
Or on a boat.
Yeah.
The fact that you did it on a canoe is super risky.
Yeah, it was wild. It was
nicely
wild.
done.
But yeah, Huey came on here and he chatted about aliens, and you've got some dope tattoos. I don't know how in depth you want to go into all of them, but we kind of vibed out on the one on your chest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm gonna fucking get naked here and show you.
Yeah, you can see the rest on the OnlyFans.
Okay, only
DillyBat.
Exactly. I'll just give you the chest. Chest is for free today.
No feet. You gotta pay for that.
Okay, hold on. Okay, holy shit! I'm about to show the nipple and all. I don't give a fuck. Okay, so look at this. So this right here, I have stories behind this at all, but I'm absolutely a believer of aliens. But this right here is an alien abduction. So what's going on here is you have 3 alien spaceships, and there's a house, and the house, the only color in the house is the illumination from the green, which is pulling the human out of the house. So I'll tell you this, I've never said this really on anywhere except for here. So now that you've got a good look at it. Here's how I related that to my life. So I was taken from my place. I was taken from Romania. We already talked about this. This is actually good that we talked about this beforehand, so this makes more sense with the tattoo. I was taken from my home. No control. I had no control. Just like you ever hear anybody being abducted, they don't have control. Like if we're just hypothetically speaking. So I put this on my body to represent the life that was created from something that I didn't even know. You could consider the aliens my parents. My parents aren't aliens, but what I'm saying is that they took me and enlightened me and gave me my life. And then this whole tattoo sleeve, still kind of relating to aliens, well, yes and no, is that photography saved my life. So I was in a really dark place, and so the alien piece represents me being taken from my home, and then the rest of the sleeve represents my tattoos that kind of saved my life. So this tattoo right here, I can't even pull it up all the way. Fuck, I'm gonna break this shirt, but
Too strong, man.
No, we're doing it. I'm
Got the biceps.
I'm a thick boy.
It's been hitting that iron.
I was, but as soon as I got out here, I've been just getting bad thick. But whatever, bat thick. So, anyways, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's pretty much what's going on here. Is there's a camera, two hands, pointing the camera to my neck, shooting my brains out. It's like a Kurt Cobain theme, but what's going on is I'm shooting out my brain with ideas. So at one point, I was in a really, really, really dark spot, and I didn't want to be alive anymore. And I've never even shared that really before, but I have no problem sharing it because it's inspiration for people, that anyone that sees this. But I didn't want to be alive anymore, and I was like, I just felt like I had no purpose. I couldn't find my purpose, and so I got this tattoo. So this tattoo is me getting saved, and this was my inspiration. So this is after I started my career, about like 1 or 2 years in. I got this tattoo, and it represented me. Instead of shooting out your fucking brains and blowing your head off like Kurt Cobain style, I blew my brains out with my ideas and saved my own life. So that was a memory to me. And then the rest of the sleeve was dedicated to photography. So you got the old school camera here. You got the film reel going in here. If you look here, you got the DillyBat camera, which is my first one. If you look here, this is a girl, actually, her eye is looking through the camera, and she's shooting a photo. And my buddy's like, that's actually going to be your future wife. You don't know who it is yet, but that's going to be your wife, right? So, like, he was just being funny. And then we got the film reel with the alien spaceships in between. Damn. So then we just have this random city. Him and I just did this for fun. We had no purpose. Me and my buddy just decided to do this. Like, all the tattoo guys I've ever got tattooed from, I've never paid for one tattoo in my life.
Shut up.
So my body is like, I have my chest.
Are you serious?
My arms, both arms. I probably have about $15,000 worth. I got my legs.
Facts.
Look at this
oh
shit.
my god, dude!
On,
You
really
haven't paid for
out.
any of it?
I gotta show the camera.
Yeah.
This is real.
Well, we'll get some close-ups and stuff also
yeah.
maybe after this.
I exchanged video work for photography or video work.
Yeah.
For tattoo work, and that was the only thing that made sense for a tattoo artist, because it's like, yeah, you guys charge $150 an hour, but I'm gonna charge you $1,500 for a project. So why don't we just call it even?
There you go.
Let me create for you, then you can tattoo me. So, photography sleeve dedicated to my life that saved me, kind of coming from the start. And then I guess if we're talking tattoo, I know we're talking aliens.
Yeah, well, no,
but I have to talk tattoos now,
bro. They're beautiful. They're gorgeous.
Thanks, man.
Can you shout out who did them?
Wiz for this. Yeah. If Wiz Juan's on this podcast, hold on a second. I ain't done with this yet. Okay, here we go. Pause for a second. We're back at it. So, shout out to Wiz Juan. Wiz Juan, if you're watching this, man, I always appreciated you getting me a tattoo in the first place. He did this. Good buddy of mine. He's got a family now. I don't see him as much, but I got mad love and respect for him. He's doing the family thing. It was like what he really wanted in his life. And I'm honored to have some ink by him.
Dude, they're gorgeous. They're beautiful tattoos.
And then, so now, do we go on tattoos, or do we want to go alien
shit?
Go
on tattoos, man. I really want to hear about them.
So this one here, so I've never actually had the chance to explain all my tattoos, but this right here is a lion. It's like a lion. It's like a savage lion, but I mean, someone might think it's a wolf, but I think it's a lion.
Yeah, it looks like a lion for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely a lion.
That's what I was thinking. So I put this on my heart, the heart of a lion.
Heart of a lion.
Okay, right?
Absolutely.
Right? Then, okay, I'm just going to have to get naked here pretty much.
Yeah.
So then now this has a story too. So my history is on my body from head to waist, and from waist down is history of the world that I like.
Okay.
That's the idea. That's the whole theme I'm going for. So it's a dinosaur theme on the front. I'll explain that later. I'm going off on so many trails.
Yeah, no, I love it. Heart
of a lion. Then I'm going to just peel this back a little bit. So I don't know if this camera can see it, if you can zoom in.
Yeah, we'll grab some close-ups of everything
after. So this is The Lion King. Have you ever seen The Lion King when it first came out? Rafiki holding the little dude. He's being like the chosen one.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see the rock? You see that? Do you recognize it actually?
Absolutely. Okay, dude, of course. Yeah.
The tree and everything. So if you were to look at the cover and compare it, pretty much
very similar.
Yeah. So pretty much what I was doing there was like, I was the chosen one of Romania, or I was the chosen one of my people to come down here to fucking like
be the king.
To live this life. So now here we go. You got the wave.
Yeah,
The
nice.
This is my travel life. You got the plane taking off out of the photograph. Okay, this is the plane taking off out of the photograph. So what does this mean to me? This is my travel life. I just like travel. This is me. This is my opportunity. This is my life. I'm traveling.
Damn.
I'm leaving to go to a new world. So then this here is like, oh, fuck, I can't show you. I'll have to show you after.
Yeah, we'll get some
my
close-ups.
shirt's too tight. So this is a whole plane window coming down here, and you're looking at it as if you were looking to your right or looking to your left out of a plane window, and you're seeing
the engine,
and you're flying over the earth, and at the top of the earth is the Lion King thing. So,
wow,
so it's like me, inspiration, me traveling from Romania. This is me kind of flying over Romania back to here, heart of a lion. This is me being adopted, taken from a space that I had no clue, from people I had no clue with. They gave me life. I fucking felt so out of place. I actually wanted to take my own life at some point. Photography saved my life, and I inspired that to be my whole fucking my whole arm and everything like that. And then my legs, which we weren't going to talk about because it's just I'm good on it, but my legs are for history of or for the history of like what's going on the earth. So on my left side I have a pharaoh. And then on the back side of my calf, I have 3 pyramids and the alien spaceship placing the last piece because I believe that there was some technology or something. I think they were more advanced back in the day than we know. We just couldn't record it or it was deleted, one of the two. But I got a lot of alien shit on my body. And then
well, they're beautiful, man. And I've just recently gotten a couple tattoos, and I've always loved them. But it seems like the ones that have like meaning and are the ones that are the people love to hear the most about.
Mm-hmm. I've never had a chance. I always said I'm gonna wait till I get on Ink magazine so I can explain, because I'm gonna get my whole body done. The only thing I'm not gonna do is my neck, my hands. I'm actually gonna probably get this tattoo removed.
Yeah.
I just want to be. I love business so much that I want to be professional. I want to have a fucking edge. And
it's kind of dope also, just being like covered up, suit and tie.
No, I've had people be I've had people
and
be like, I'm so surprised. And some of my buddies that are fully tattooed from head to toe that just don't, they like have their hands, neck not done. They're like, they're old OGs or whatever. Like they're like, you know, been street dudes. Now they're not street dudes anymore. They're like, my one buddy's like, don't do that. He's like, just in case you ever have to go to court or anything you have to do. He's like, just be a presentable human. He's like, it's going to make a difference. And he's like, and you're going to be a lot more well-respected, especially in your field. And I took that to heart. Like, I could get my hands tattooed. I could get my neck tattooed. I could get my face tattooed. But the only way I'll ever do that is if I make a big career out of music, like Post Malone or some shit, then I'd probably do some things just to have fun.
Yeah, totally.
But that would be the only time. I said, if you see $1 million, you'll know if I have $1 million in my bank account and I'm doing well for the rest of my life is if you see me get a tattoo.
There you go. That'll be the
camera,
flex.
camera under the eye, a camera for shooting, or a bat.
Dope, dude. Dope. How did you come up with the name DillyBat?
So DillyBat comes from Dilly, Dylan, Dilly Bar, Dilly, whatever. And then my one buddy, shout out to my boy Shay Zacharias, aka Cassius Shay. He's my fucking boy. One of my best friends ever. He used to be my hype man in all my music videos and shit. He's a dad now. He has kids. He's a good man. I love him to death. He started calling me a fruit bat because every time I would eat some food, my cheeks would do this weird thing, and he'd be like, "Dilly the fruit bat," and I'm like, "What the fuck?"
No
so
way,
then he
dude.
started. So then it went from that to DillyBat. Then I was a beat maker, so I made DillyBat beats. You can search it on YouTube. I have one of the most viewed videos in all of the world on how to send a Pro Tool session.
Really?
Yeah, if you were to go to search how to send a Pro Tool session, you'll see DillyBat Productions, my YouTube channel, come up. I think it's got like 30-some thousand views.
Hells yeah.
And anyways, so DillyBat came from that. And when I did that tutorial, it was DillyBat Beats. That was the first DillyBat Beats. Then I went to DillyBat Productions. And then I just decided to have DillyBat as my artist name, which I kind of wish I would have changed I wish I kind of would have had it separate.
Right.
But the good thing about it is when you're really authentic and you are who you are, all of the opportunities and stuff comes to you. But if you're a fucking piece of shit, it'll all crash down on you too. So what you get with this life is you get the attention and all that stuff, but you lose your privacy. But in return, you get multiple ample, abundant opportunities if you're real to yourself and you're not a piece of shit and you're doing great things. I can't say I'm perfect, but I can say 9 out of 10 times I was perfect. At any time that I wasn't good, I tried to make things right. But that's why it's okay currently for me to have my name attached, my hip hop name to be attached to my business, is because of how I treat people and how I do is that it's all abundant together. But it could also, like, if I was a different persona as DillyBat and different as DillyBat Productions, I would fuck myself.
Do you feel like you have lost your privacy at this point?
Oh yeah, I have no privacy. I was thinking about this today. So let me say this. I've really wanted to say this. I was thinking about this in my head. So when you have the lifestyle like this, you give up your privacy, but what you get in return is the transparency of yourself when you look in the mirror to be as real as you fucking can be if you are real with yourself. So what ends up happening is you have two routes you can go. You can complain and hide and not like it, but still want the attention. Or if you actually know yourself and you're well-rounded mentally, the abundance and opportunity just falls in your fucking lap, but you don't have privacy. Like for me, let's say, for example, I was in Saskatoon right now and I were to go out with a girl and I was going to go hang out with her and have some drinks. I'd have messages from someone Snapchatting me, and it's just how it goes. And I'm okay with it because I'm not mad at anybody, but you lose your privacy. When you're going for greatness, you lose your privacy, but what you get in return is you get the ample opportunity to be the most transparent person you can be. And if you're a real motherfucker, the abundance of opportunity is amazing. But it's very hard to get that because if you're not real with yourself or you haven't dug through all the dirt and all the bullshit, you can't fucking get there. It ends up being too much for you. But I can handle it. I can take on the world. I'm not scared of anybody. I know who I am. I'm very confident. I'm not cocky. I think I'm not better than anybody. But I appreciate life and I appreciate everything going on. Privacy is something that's been hasn't been a thing for like at least like in my city, probably like 3 or 4 years. But like realistically, like more like 8 years, I haven't had privacy in so long.
It's so key to being successful in this business nowadays is you have to put yourself out there so much. And
people don't realize what they're getting. I didn't realize what I was getting into.
Yeah.
But you know what? Like I said, I'm not perfect. I've been a piece of shit. I've been a piece of shit for sure, 100%. But I can admit that and look at myself and be like, I want to be better than that, rather than denying it or sweeping it under the carpet or whatever. And that kind of shit is character building.
Well, everybody grows, man. Everybody has to go through something. Everybody's fucked up.
100%. And so yeah, the privacy. I'm so glad you asked that because I was thinking about that in my head on the way back. I'm like, I wanted to make a post, and my post was gonna say exactly what it said. You lose privacy to gain attention, but what you do is you get the opportunity, like I said again, is you get the opportunity to be transparent with yourself. And if you are fortunate enough to be real with yourself, the transparency comes with abundance of opportunity. Now, you cannot fuck up at all. There's no room for fucking up.
You got eyes on you.
All the time. Even here.
Yeah.
There's no fucking up. And
especially in today's current culture, cancel culture and stuff.
So exactly. So here's what I see about that. Is life puts those people in positions because life wants you to be great. Life wants you to, if life sees that for you, they've put you, life is, you could call it God, you could call it whatever, but life has wanted you to be in that position to be the realest motherfucker to yourself because you can inspire so many people, but they don't want to give you that power. The life does not want to give you this power unless you're willing
to accept it.
And be the realest form of yourself.
Yeah.
Which isn't perfect. But if you can handle it,
that's such
greatness comes in such a way you don't even understand. So now that I'm okay with myself and I'm like, I know I'm not above anybody, I'm just me. The opportunity, I just knew like coming here, like I made about $1,800 here from 2 jobs. And I actually didn't even want to do any work, but I couldn't say no.
Yeah.
But I also wasn't going to give my time for free, but I wasn't going to overtax people either. I just, and $1,800 is a lot of money to people. But to me, it was like, I don't know. To me, it just didn't, it was just like, it's just weird how it kept falling into me. But it's like, I lost my privacy. But the return that I got from that was, like I said, again, the abundance of opportunities. So.
Well, and it's interesting that you view this whole path of just like, essentially like the goal is to kind of to make money and be famous and have a lot of attention. And most people...
I have a goal similar to that, but go ahead.
Yeah, well, most people when they go out on this journey, like at least when I was growing up, you'd hear about how fake people can become on their online persona. But I would agree with you is that like I almost feel like I have to be less fake when I'm coming online and doing all this shit and putting myself out there because
it's less work and
you can't
less
sleep at night if you're being fake.
Well, I mean, this is just regular principle. lying takes a lot of work. If you don't
Energy,
lie
yeah.
and you just be yourself, you don't have to remember shit.
Yeah, and so do you think this whole journey has made you more real? Like,
Oh, it has made me so real. You always have the choice. You have this kind of lifestyle gives you the choice. You always have this crossroad. You can either be real as fuck with yourself and dig deep and go through the pain, and you're gonna have to give some stuff up, or you can try to fucking avoid it, and you can still try to have this going on. So my perfect example is this. I'm gonna pause this for 1 sec. I'm gonna end this live because I want to post this before my phone dies.
Yeah, dude.
But here's what I gotta say to this. Thank you for everyone that's tuned in. I love you guys. I'm posting this shit. But I'm not done with this now. I'm not done with it. Share to IGTV. We're posting this. Yeah, nice.
While you're posting it, why don't you shout out some of your shows upcoming? And
I got no shows coming up. Shout out to Jordan Powers Experience Podcast. I'm calling it right now. It's 2021. We're in July 12th.
I think we're July 11th, 12th. Something
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
it's 12th. I do believe this is going to be a really, really big podcast. So I want to shout out Jordan Powers. I believe in him so much. Other people I want to shout out. I want to shout out Knoxville Studios. Lots of good dudes there. They're going to do great things. I want to shout out OK Valley Entertainment. Those people are great people to me. I want to shout out Kelowna. I want to shout out Cadillac Kings. I want to shout out DTG, Lil Windex, Side Neck, the whole crew. These guys took me on a trip recently. We met and everything just kind of
was
meshed.
out there also.
Yeah,
with you
Tyler
guys?
Durden. Love that fucking
Love that
dude.
guy.
No. Him and I vibe like no, you wouldn't believe. And so I gotta shout those guys out because they're just special people. And I'm happy that I could. Knowing I'm one of those people, I was happy I could just like be around these kind of people too. Like it was to the point where I was falling asleep and Dill's fucking with me, like touching my nose and shit. And it's like you don't do that unless you're close
Nah,
to somebody.
100%.
But we just got that close that quick. So shout out to them because they are actually really cool dudes, but they're very hard to get to know because they're just closed off, which I respect. That's their choice. Love them to death. Who else can I shout out here? Shout out to DillyBat Productions. You're a fucking asshole. Hate you, but love your work. Fuck you, guy. And that's all I have to shout out. Shout out to my city, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I love you guys so much. I think we have a lot of room to grow. There's a bit of a dark cloud over us that I really do believe we need to get rid of to be able to communicate better and be better to each other. But we're not horrible, but we could be better. There's just some things that's been on my mind that I'm not going to talk about, that Saskatoon can be really dark in some places, but there's a lot of greatness. So I'm shouting out Saskatoon because there's a lot of greatness to Saskatoon too. So let's be positive. So that's all I got to say for shoutouts.
Hells yeah, man. I want to ask you one last question before we get out of here because you're a man of many talents and you're clearly very, very passionate about both music and video. Do you have one that you think you pour your soul out into more than the other?
Yeah. I got to be honest with you. Love photography, love video, love audio engineering. I will drop all of it in the fucking flick of a dime to perform live every fucking day.
Yeah.
I want to, my goal, I'm telling you right now, my goal, I need to put more work into it, but I believe I was supposed to be a performer. I believe I was supposed to be worldwide like this. I believe it. I'm not the best, but neither are any of the people that are entertainers. I feel like I could be the best at my thing, being an entertainer. There's guys out there lyrically way
I think
better
you
than me.
crushed it on the houseboat, bro.
No, I thank you so much. So crazy how it went from the first show is just like whatever to the second show. As soon as I knew what to do, and as soon as I get that vibe, I know how to take control. I could you know what pumped me up is how pumped up you were. but before we go off topic, I want to perform around the world, and I want to be sitting in a room. One of my goals is to be sitting in a room with Post Malone, having a Bud Light, and I want to have a chat with this motherfucker, and it's going to happen. Even though I'm 30, it's going to happen. I believe that with all my heart.
30's the new 20, man.
Either I'm going to be shooting video for these motherfuckers or I'm going to be making songs with them. I don't care, but I'm sharp in every area. So let's get it. So that's what I believe. That's what I got to say.
Was that boat show your first show back since the pandemic?
Yeah,
or?
The last show I did, I opened up for I can't remember who it was, but I performed at Coors Event Center in Saskatoon, December 12th. Who was it? It was Top Hill.
I don't know.
Oh man, I'm gonna sound like an idiot to anyone who knows this band. Something Hill. I I can't remember who
Not
it is.
Cypress Hill.
Not
No.
Cypress Hills. But anyways, they were really good. So I opened up for them, and the crowd wasn't that big. And the show I did before was my album party.
Oh, wild.
No, and we sold out this whole fucking bar. Now this bar is like the place where gangsters go, regular people go, the foreign shorties go. It's kind of like where everybody goes. And everyone knew, like, we promoted it for a month. Everybody knew that this is my party. It paid cost like $15 to get in. We made a decent amount of money that night. The bar made money. The company made money. And that place was packed, and all I did was just one performance that night. And I was the only person that's ever performed rap at this one club.
Wild.
Just because I knew the owner, and I had done some stuff for him as a favor, and he had done some stuff for me, so we had a good building relationship. And he liked my music. He believed in me, so he was like, if you want to do this, let's do it. And we sold that bitch out. It was crazy. It was actually wild in there. And the thing is people were chilling out. But that was my second last show. And I'll never forget it. There's actually a video online. It's got like 120 views, but it's very cool.
Wild shit, dude. Well, DillyBat, man, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on the show, bro.
Jordan Powers, my guy.
Dude, you're a bright light in this world, man.
So are you,
got
man.
a lot of cool fucking positive energy about you. Your music's tight. So please go down to check out DillyBat online. Shout out your Instagram. Shout out
www.dillybat.com. Just kidding.
yeah, we both don't have websites.
I grabbed the mic. www. Okay, DillyBat, Instagram, DG Spitfire on Twitter. I don't really use Twitter that much, but whatever. Facebook, DillyBat. Snapchat, DG Spitfire. Add me on there, but don't be a fucking weirdo. What else? I don't know what else to shout out.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, you're gonna be a Kelowna resident soon, man. So these people are gonna be seeing you around town. I'm calling it. I'm calling
it's crazy.
it.
I do belong in Kelowna. I love Kelowna with all my fucking heart. And right after I'm done this, I'm gonna go down to the beach and go for a swim. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Let's go, bro. All right, man.
Let's go, yo.
Thanks, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man. Mad love, mad respect.
Hey, likewise, bro.
Such a good dude you are, man.
Hey.
I can't wait for this podcast to blow up. This guy deserves it. So make sure you guys show him some love, subscribe, and actually drop a comment.
Yes.
All of that makes a difference. This guy works really hard. I work really hard. And me working as hard as I do recognizes that. So show this guy some love because this guy's a legend. As Matt Bird would say, legend. As Sean Sway would say, legend. My boys, legend right here.
Let's go, bro.
Yo, thank
Let's
you for
go.
having me on, man, dude.
Of course.
That's
it.
Keep that shit hypnotic, and I'm who want my product. I like the worldwide best.